Hello everyone, and welcome back to more Fatal Frame 5. What wonders will await us in this chapter? I'm going to take a wild guess. We are going to go back to the mountain. I'm probably wrong. I'm never right about those types of things. And which character do we play as in this chapter? The dashing Harry Potter. Maybe he'll bring his wand or his broomstick with. I don't know if he actually has any of those things because I don't know anything about Harry Potter. Except he has glasses. And he has black hair. And that's probably more than I should know about Harry Potter. So before we start this chapter, there's some text to read. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned before that a lot of the stories in this series are tied to files and other forms of text. This game's also added the blurbs before and at the end of each chapter for even more reading pleasure. It really takes me out of the experience and leaves me disconnected to the story. Although I do like files.
I don't remember seeing this house here before. Anyone in? I'm going in. Huh. Doesn't look like anyone's lived here for a while. Whoa. Part of the floor is missing. A phone. Whoa. Let's just move on, shall we? A box. I'm gonna go upstairs. I'm on the second floor now.
You're here.
Huh? Oh, I think I heard something. Wow, that's a lot of books. Huh. Nope. Can't understand a word. Is there a third floor? I'm going to climb up the ladder. Looks like it's the attic.
Because phones are scary, but ghosts are even scarier. Or even worse than that, ghost phones. Woo. This text is hard for me to read, this skinny black text on an off-white background. And I really do wish I was reading these files, either reading or summarizing them for you, but it would be a lot of work. And if I'm not willing to do that for Silent Hill 3, a game I really like, I'm definitely not going to do it for this game. I'm not really hating this game, although it does have some moments I don't like. I'm through Chapter 9 now. Speaking of phones, let's hope it's not a ghost phone.
Ren speaking.
Ren. Kazuya. I've been trying to get in touch with you. I was worried. Listen, about what I said to you before.
I'm getting married.
What? You are?
Yeah.
That's... wow.
Congratulations. And who's the lucky bride?
Anyone I know?
Ever since I saw her picture.
Will you die with me?
Well, ghost phone. Those are never good. Always prank calling you. Asking if your refrigerator is running. Telling you to go catch it.
Mr. Sakaki, he was helping you look for post-mortem photographs, wasn't he? He went missing. I'm just glad to know he's still alive.
Well, it's this game, so... still alive. I would say at best we got a 50-50 chance of that happening. Okay, it's not even that high. It is really nice that you skip the woods part this time around and the game starts you off here. And I'm in viewfinder mode because I had a hard time walking through this area. It was just easier to try to navigate. Mainly because everything is so dark and the camera is so zoomed in. But we'll make our way there. Open sesame! It is Harry Potter after all.
Don't talk to me. I'm not supposed to talk to the living. A man at last. You are a man, are you not?
I'm a girl.
Liar.
I am.
I see. In that case, let us play. This is an effigy of you. No, I'll make you into an effigy. Playtime. You're the groom. Now find your bride.
How did she make that doll so quickly? She's very talented! Unfortunately, this means we've got to do what we did last video with Yuri. Or last chapter, I don't remember if it made it into part 1 or part 2 of chapter 4. And I come down here to look around. I don't think I actually found anything down there. I know there are supplies. I did find a mirror stone. I know there are files down there too, but I couldn't find anything down there. I complained about navigating that area last video. Or the one before that. I can't remember. But at least we are on our own. Why they split up, I have no idea. And why he brings her with, I have no idea. All he's doing is risking getting her possessed like all the other people we're seeing in this game. It happens all the time. Somebody goes looking for somebody on this mountain. They get possessed. Badness ensues. Oh, God. No. I don't want. So I do have a lot to talk about with some of the moments we've seen in this video so far. Well, that was rude. Somebody needs to teach you some manners. We will be going to the house in that videotape in this chapter. So that'll be good times. I like that they have the same music that plays inside the house in that video. I think it's pretty cool. I don't want to play. That's why I'm doing post commentary. It's far easier on me. And means I can edit out all my fuck-ups. Or most of them anyways. And then if you're quick, or than I am, you can get a picture of a ghost. I would say these would be the cutest ghost children in a Fatal Frame game, except they still try to attack you at times. And that's not very cute. Damn kids. Their ghost parent needs to teach them some manners. I think we've seen files on these already, but the whole ghost marriage thing, which I've talked about before, is a big plot point in this game, at least involving one character for sure. Apparently involving that dude who called Harry Potter in that cutscene. The woman in the videotape also saw a box, and boxes are pretty unpleasant in this game. I almost said as we saw in another chapter, and then I remember that's a later chapter, so I don't want to spoil anything for what's to come. I'm through chapter 9 now. And as I was saying, I like that they didn't make us walk all the way through that woods again. So far through chapter 9, I have not had to walk back through that woods section that I always get lost in. So that's really nice. I hope they keep that up. I hope we're done with that. But I could see that coming up again. But at least it's not as common as I thought it was going to be. So I will give the game slight credit for that. No, I don't want to play. No! I just said no! Damn you, kid! Actually, I guess life already has, and unlife already has. You obviously got killed. You were made into a ghost. Can't move on. Gotta walk around scaring people. Trying to kill them. And you can't say you're lonely because I've seen you with 2 others. So you've got ghost kids to play with. Not sure why we got that on a map, but that's okay. With my bad eyesight, I can't read the map at all. Which was another issue I had when navigating the levels in this game so far. And yes, as you can tell, I am solo this video. A large reason for that is my internet is down, and has been down for 2 days. Power was out yesterday, which sucked. We've had a series of winter storms here where I live. And where I live, we are not accustomed to cold weather, even though we did have a severe snowstorm a couple years ago. That was unpleasant. Although I got out of that one relatively unscathed. I say that, actually, I think my water was out for like 3 days, or 2 days, I can't remember. Actually, that was really unpleasant. But at least I had power and internet. Yesterday I didn't have either. Well, I had water, at least. So that was something. Couldn't even cook dinner. And since I talk to the friends that are on these videos over Discord, and Discord requires the internet, no co-commentators allowed, I guess. Which is very sad, although it will make editing this commentary track much easier. And will mean far less references to Mario or Zelda or any other random old game. Although technically this is an old game because it came out in 2014, so it's 9 years old. Alright, let's see what this is going to bring us.
Rui!
You really came for me.
You alright?
Yes.
I do like how that ghost girl really questioned if Rui is a girl. That makes me laugh. In kind of a mean way, I guess. And yeah, I missed this ghost. And the obvious door. It was nice getting a couple of days off of work. It just sucked that one of them, the power and internet, was out. Technically, I got today off as well, but today's a Thursday. But I had to use vacation time for it, which sucks considering... Oh god. The stairs to my apartment were iced over and I wasn't going to try walking on those. Again, I'm not from a climate where we're used to walking on ice. Because if I hurt myself, I couldn't sue work. Maybe sue the apartment complex. Maybe. But not work. And definitely cannot sue that ghost. Unfortunately. Damn it, now I want my Law and Order Afterlife. That needs to be a thing. Bring back all the dead Law and Order characters, create some new ones. Actually, I don't know if there are any dead Law and Order characters because I never watched the show. I know they had about 5 different series.
You found me.
You're... the girl.
You didn't keep it with you. My token. Did you lose it? But our promise.
Ren.
Girl, ain't nobody ever promised you nothing. And every girl that I've ever promised anything knows I never keep my promises. It's how I roll. This may be inconsequential now, but last video when we were escorting that other chick that we found out of this area, she was babbling on and Thor and I were busy talking. She was saying things like, please forgive me and we should always be together, something along those lines.
Thanks. You know, I've been waiting. For someone to choose me. I've been waiting so long.
What are you talking about?
It's not important. I understand now.
Well, I don't understand it at all.
The girl. She's been waiting too. For the person with her token.
Huh?
Got to love Harry Potter's reactions to things. They're very anime. And Rui seems to be acting a bit weird. Clearly she's crushing on a brother with some glasses. And who can blame her? Harry Potter is a pretty noteworthy magician after all. But she does seem a bit cray-cray. Like I predicted. Although not as far gone as some of the others we've seen. So that's something. It's my playthrough of this game. You should be expecting me to use the where do I go button a lot. We're not done with that, kids. Not by a long shot. Although sucks for me when the where do I go button doesn't work, which we've had several of those moments in this game already. I did discover that there are some alternate outfits that you can unlock without having beaten the game. You just purchase them. So our boy Harry Potter, whenever we play as him again, at some point after Chapter 9, I will have him being a little bit more dashing with some new threads. Maybe then, these ghosts will be so impressed that they won't attack him. One can hope. Is she calling for that chick that a ghost slit her throat? Because that's kind of odd. Get off of me! Unless this is that chick that we picked up at the end of last video. If memory serves, I think she vanished. Or got spirited away, so maybe she's a ghost? They probably mentioned it in a text file that I didn't read. Although I have been watching a Let's Play by a girl who reads those files out. I just can never remember them. Damn my lack of memory.
Ren.
It's the Veiled House.
Is someone there?
Let's go in.
Veiled House. They've talked about ghost marriages. Wedding veil. I'm assuming those two things coincide. And I really wish we had more of an Uncharted style camera where it was zoomed out a lot more. I appreciate that in some games the horror is intensified with tight corridors, but this is ridiculous. And one of many reasons I won't play Callisto Protocol. Boy, that game turned out well, didn't it? No bugs whatsoever. I got a blurb when clicking on that TV before. I wanted to show it off and figured he would read it again. Unfortunately, he did not. Come on, Ghosty. That's also something else I've noticed about this game. The combat encounters become more and more frequent as we go on. Damn it, Rin, you're wasting film. And damn it, I called you by your real name. It's Harry. Damn it, Harry. I'm gonna stick my hand through the wall. In celebration. Haha. So this is that house from the videotape. There's a set of stairs you can go up and they'll reference that videotape, but unfortunately I did not get that scene. Or I would show it. Ooh, ghost phone.
Ren, you're too late. I'm all ready.
Kazuya?
Really? Is that him? This is just like that picture you were looking at.
Kazuya.
Well, that picture and also that videotape. And that is the same phone from the videotape. And also the same phone that this dude called Harry Potter on. It's all coming together. Ghost phone. The true enemy in the Fatal Frame series. No, internet really sucks. I realize just how dependent I am on the internet. What is with that noise you're making? Granted, I guess it would suck to be strangled by a ghost. Although in fairness, you also got in my way when I was trying to fight the thing, so I can't feel too sorry for you. After all, some of this is your fault. The Mac I use for most of my computing purposes, not including making videos, gets really glitchy when it's not connected to the internet. I use a program, VLC Player, for playing video files, and that thing doesn't want to work for shit whenever you're not connected. I don't know what the deal is with that. I know older versions of that program I had never had that issue. Hey, look, more files, because I'm not tired of files already. I know I said it earlier, but it really gives me a disconnect with the story. I think files are cool for background lore, for an environment, or even characters. And I guess a lot of this stuff is just background info, but when a lot of the story is told through text, it really takes me out of the experience. And so far through Chapter 9, I still don't feel at all connected to the story. I think you have to read the files to be connected to the story. And I don't find all the files either. I think you get a reward for finding all the files, so they actually make that a challenge, which is also kind of annoying.
The union was already complete.
More ghost ramblings. That's something else about... damn it, ghost hands! That's something else about the Fatal Frame series. Ghosts have random dialogue. Sometimes it serves a purpose, sometimes it's just cryptic, or meant to be creepy. Sometimes both. So this library is why I like fixed camera angle games. I'll talk more about that in a sec, but first, we got a tape to listen to.
The Shrine Maidens use the water as a conduit between the living and the dead. Those who come to the mountain are transfixed by death. into the souls of the dying, taking on their final memories. Then, the Shrine Maidens become the pillars, and those memories are submerged in the water. If water really is connected to everything, then this mountain, overflowing with water, must also be overflowing with death.
Why are we getting tape 2 first? We will get tape 1 and then tape 3. I don't understand why they didn't order them differently. It's very disorienting. We saw this library in that videotape where she saw that ladder to an attic. I assume we are going to see that later on in the game. And I can't see anything. I know most people probably have no trouble with this, but it's really dark. The where do I go button isn't working. My flashlight is not doing anything because I'm so close to bookshelves. And that's why I like a fixed camera angle. I walked past that doorway multiple times. It took me a while to find my way around there. In a fixed camera angle game, you could actually have the camera angle highlight that doorway so you know where to go. Not a fan. There are a lot of design choices in this game that I question, which kind of makes me wonder if I really want to play the 4th game, but I probably will. Definitely not this year. I hear it, I hear it. I got another file to pick up first. And we got a tape to listen to.
The Shrine Maidens were sacrificed as pillars. But to what purpose? Pillars from the shrines of other mountains, too, were routinely brought in as part of this custom. But through sacrifice, what did they aim to appease? The people of this region used to practice human sacrifice. Those who had died but were revived were considered strong pillars. Being touched by death must make for a stronger pillar.
Okay. Not creepy at all. Shrine Maidens are a staple in the Fatal Frame series. They are in 1, 2, and this game for sure. Don't know about 4, and I can't remember with 3, although 3 deals mostly with dreams and Survivor's Guild. Though I'm sure there's probably still a Shrine Maiden in there somewhere. Been about 5 years since I played the 3rd game. Give or take a few months. I thought there was another file in here besides the one we gotta pick up. However, I was wrong! I think there's some Type 14 film and that's about all in here. So instead of worrying about that, we're gonna see what's down here. I'm guessing a jump scare. I wish just for once one of those things would show up and just say booga booga booga. Just for comedy. Let's see what else is going on. As of this recording, it's early February. My favorite baseball team, the Houston Astros, are still World Series champions. Of course, by the time this video gets posted, it'll be into the new season, but still, I'm always happy to mention that. I like how there's now a filter over the screen. Everything changed after that for some reason. And I do have a much easier time going back the way we came. I probably talked about it in a previous video, but watching Game 6 of the World Series was a really fun experience, watching that with a good friend of mine and his family. Great game, too. Framber Valdez pitched his ass off. Yordan Alvarez, big 3-run homer, and he smacked the crap out of that ball, too. And good food. And you might be asking yourself, what does any of this have to do with this game? Nothing. That's what. But I've already mentioned I'm disconnected from the story because most of it's in files that I have not been reading. And besides some ghost fights, there's not really much else going on here. Oh, jeez. Hermione's in trouble. We gotta help her. If I can find her. I thought I missed that shot, but it seemed to go away from her when I did that. So it must have worked. Let's see what else. I think last year I started watching the show Stranger Things. I don't remember if I've talked about that on video. Probably not because I was doing Blood Omen 2 at the time. That show, season 1 was good. The others, not so much. Although I still like the characters and the world that the show takes place in.
I made it. At last. She's waiting for me inside this house. I must hurry.
You came for me. Will you end yourself with me? After all this time.
Well, I'm assuming, and it probably says in this file, but I'm assuming that's our contact. Our colleague, if you will. And he got, and he's now a ghost. That's my assumption, anyways.
There is a ceremony to bind doomed men with the Shrine Maidens, to keep them secure once they have become pillars. Ghost marriage. A man's fate is sealed once he recognizes a Shrine Maiden's beauty. Whispers of love come from the photographs. They are a curse. The words are a curse. And yet, my heart is drawn to one word they utter. Suicide.
Yeah, ghost marriage. And that dreaded S word. I did mention at the start of this LP that that particular form of sensitive subject matter does come up a lot. We've seen those visions Yuri has at the start of the game. So you can tell there's a part of her that wants to do that. I don't know if that's in her past, because this game's not really great at fleshing out its characters, so I don't really know any of them at all. Damn it, Hermione. Out the way. At least Ashley in Resident Evil 4, the original anyways, gets out of your way whenever you're fighting. Or at least she tries to. No, that's right. By the time this posts, the Resident Evil 4 remake will be out. I'm guessing it's going to be just like Village, 7, 2-make, and 3-make. Stalkers, overly dark, kind of annoying to play, bad shooting. That's my guess. In fairness, I have not played 7 or Village. I can't remember if I said this already, but the ghost encounters do become a lot more frequent. Come on. Damn it, Hermione. I'm not trying to take a picture of your face. Also, the Dead Space remake came out, and who would have thought that would actually be a better game than the Callisto Protocol? Everybody was hyping on the Callisto Protocol. But aside a few woke aspects, which are very minor, the game looks pretty good. Lovely waste of film there. I don't think I talked about it in any of the previous videos, but as far as I can tell, items don't carry over. You start off with a select amount of items each chapter. And you cannot buy Type 0 film in the shop yet. I don't know if you get it later, or if that's a new Game Plus thing. So that's kind of annoying because I like hoarding items. I really would like to see them make another game in the series, but I would like them to take it back more to the first 2 games. The style of those games. Even if they go with an over-the-shoulder view, which of course they would because that's what everybody does now. That's fine as long as the camera's way better than this. This is pretty awful. But at least have your inventory be your inventory and none of this nonsense with just changing your loadout at the start of each chapter. I don't even mind a shop as an option. I think that's actually pretty cool to have to decide between using points for upgrades or using them to buy supplies. And trust me, Chapter 9, I think it's Chapter 9, you will definitely want mirror stones for that chapter. Especially if you're visually impaired like I am. Let's see what else is going on in my world. Besides the no internet. I started watching a show called Wednesday. I want to say Tim Burton was involved in its making. Which might explain why it has such a unique style. I'm midway through episode 3. It's pretty good so far. I don't know if the quality will stay the same. Hopefully it will. But I'm enjoying it so far. You ghosts all sound the same whenever you're complaining. Let's leave. Well, I wasn't actually trying to pick up that sacred water, I was trying to use the where do I go button. I haven't complained about the number of times that's happened this chapter, which has been a lot.
Was that the folklorist?
I guess so.
Just what is going on in this mountain?
I'm not sure.
Is Mr. Sakaki here on the mountain too? Just like the folklorist.
Enough.
Yeah, damn it, woman. Stop talking. It's time to end the chapter. Damn it. So we get up towards the tram. I'm guessing that's why we don't go through the woods anymore. This is our shortcut from now on. Which is cool. I'm good with that. I'm pretty sure you're supposed to press that button before going in, but I could be wrong. I can't remember. Been a few weeks since I played this. He doesn't seem to be pressing it, though. Whatever. Let's end the chapter. And there's your wonderful blurb at the end of the chapter, and that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all next time as we pick up with our gal Friday. There she is. Thanks for watching.